Hi, my name is Nadine Salsabila Putri from Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Today I will presentation about all of the answer from Module 3. Number 1, what is chain growth polymerization? How does it differ mechanistically from step growth? Chain growth polymerization is like building a Lego tower one block or at a time, but only from one end. We start with an active site like a radical that adds monomers one after another. It goes super fast once it starts. In a step growth polymerization, any two pieces, monomers or short chains, can stick together. It's more like randomly sticking Lego bricks wherever we want. We need high conversion, almost all monomers used, to get long chains, while chain growth gets long chains early on. 2. Describe the three main steps of free radical polymerization: initiation, propagation, and termination. 1. Initiation. An initiator like benzoyl peroxide or AIBN breaks into free radicals when heated. These radicals are really reactive. 2. Propagation. The radical reacts with a monomer and forms a new radical on the end of the chain, which keeps reacting with more monomers. 3. Termination. Eventually, two growing chains might meet and cancel each other out, like two radicals reacting and stopping the process. This cycle explains how chains get started, grow, and then stop. Number 3, explain how initiators like benzoyl peroxide or AIBN work. Why are they needed? Initiators are like the spark in a fireworks show, they start everything. Benzoyl peroxide or AIBN breaks apart when heated and forms free radicals. These radicals start the chain reaction that builds the polymer. Without an initiator, nothing gets going, no radicals, no chain growth. 4. Compare free radical cationic and anionic polymerization in terms of initiator stability and mechanism. For free radical, use heat and or light to break initiators into radicals. Works with many monomers, it's flexible but less controlled. And for cationic, use acids to create a positive charge. Needs monomers which with electron-rich double bonds. For anionic, use bases or strong nucleophiles to make a negative charge, sensitive to impurities like water or oxygen. TLDR, the mechanism and the type of monomer they work best with are different, and that affects the final polymer's quality and structure. Number 5, what is leaving polymerization? How does it enable better control over molecular weight and structure? It's a special kind of polymerization where the chain never really stops growing unless we make it stop. This lets we have super control over molecular weight and structure. We can even make block copolymers like ABA style polymers by adding different monomers at different times. It's living because there's no death or termination. Number 6, describe how PE, especially LDPE, is made. by free radical polymerization. So LDPE, or low density polyethylene, is made under high pressure and temperature using free radical polymerization. Because of the crazy conditions, the chains get a bunch of branches, making it soft and flexible. That's why it's good for things like plastic wrap or shopping bags. Number 7. Describe how PP is made using Ziegler-Natta catalysis. What makes this method unique? This catalyze it help make a stereoregular polymers, meaning the monomer units are arranged in a neat order. For PP, this regular arrangement makes the plastic stronger and more resistant to heat. Ziegler-Natta lets we control the structure way better than radical methods, which means better performance materials. Number 8. Discuss the key differences in polymer structure and properties between PE and PP. PE, polyethylene, made without any side groups. LDPE is soft and bendy. HDPE is tougher. And for PP, polypropylene has a side group like CH3, which makes it more rigid and higher melting point. PP is better for tougher applications like furniture or ropes. PE is used more in bags or bottles depending on the type. Number 9. How does polymerization method affect the characteristics of PS and PVC? For PS, polystyrene, PS, made by radical polymerization, ends up clear and brittle, like CD cases. And for PVC, polyphenol chloride has chlorine atoms that make it more stiff and flame resistant. The method affects branching, chain length, and tacticity, which all impact how the final plastic feels and performs. And the last one, number 10, explain chain transfer and its role in controlling molecular weight. Chain transfer is like passing the baton in a relay race. The active site on a growing chain gets transferred to another molecule. This stops one chain and starts a new one. This helps control how long the chains get, which is important because molecular weight affects properties like toughness, melt behavior, and others. And that's all from me from module 3. Thank you.